Oh my god. Hey divas, it's your fave. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty and do our highly requested Q&A. I don't share a lot of my personal life on TikTok or anything because privacy. I'm not shy to answer a few questions because I know y'all are very curious about me and my fabulousness. How old are you? I'm 20 years old. My birthday is June 15, 2004. So I turn 21 next year. Hopefully I make a trip down to the States since I'm legal in the States and everything by that time. Do you swing this way? I'm really sorry. I am unfortunately only really attracted to men, but you love the ladies, but not in a romantic and or sexual way. Who inspires your clothing style? Currently very inspired by Kim K from 2009. I'm just obsessed with her big blowout hair, the way that she does her smoky eye. I don't know, my Pinterest is full of a bunch of baddies that I don't know their names of. Big time celebs from 15 years ago and earlier. Do you have any favorite places to shop? I actually curated a lot of my clothes from the thrift store, secondhand. Family members would give me their old clothes and I would make something out of it because everywhere nowadays is fast fashion and it's kind of hard to not buy from fast fashion, but educate yourself about it. Slowly step away from all those places you used to shop. But I don't really shop that often, so I'm kind of just like not trying to be an overconsumption queen because that is not good for the environment. What is your style evolution, your fashion journey? I started getting into fashion probably the 9th grade because I was really into K-pop. Well, I've been through so many awkward phases in fashion or like developing my own style, and honestly it's quite necessary to do so. I used to have very colorful short hair. I used to be very much more androgynous. When I was 15, going into grade 10, I was very boy. I would wear baggy sweaters and baggy pants and I really liked it. It wasn't really because I was insecure or anything. I was just really feeling the androgynous vibe. Oh my god. This is what I looked like. Can you believe it's the same? I was 15 here, mind you. And I truly loved it. And then I started getting a little more feminine but still very androgynous. That's when I started taking my fashion style seriously. I miss her, but I was 17 at the time. My entire closet was black and like some earth tone. I was really cute here. I moved out and the rest is history. I don't know, I feel like if you really want to figure out your style, you're gonna have to experiment, and some of it is gonna look really ugly, but if you don't do it, you'll never know what you truly like, and fashion changes all the time. I definitely got into like this mid-bling, mid-2000s style out of inspiration from media that I absorbed at the time. Being born in 2004, I got a good piece of the 2010s lodged in my brain. Don't be scared to experiment. It will save you, I promise. The people who are obsessed with finding their perfect aesthetic for them, but I feel like if you have to think that hard on it, it is not meant for you. And I have a couple of friends who just don't really have a certain aesthetic to themselves. They just wear whatever they want, and I love that. I think that's so important. Like, at the end of the day, you should wear whatever the fuck you want. Don't stress it. Just do it. Do you often get judged about your outfits outside, and does it really bother you? I think when I started being a gyaru, I felt a little bit insecure here and there when I got really judgy looks, and it made me angry. But then I got used to it because that's when I started blowing up on TikTok. I got more comfortable about who I was at the time because I knew that if there are some stinky people giving me the stink eye, I know that there's hundreds of people on TikTok who appreciate me and love what I do, and it just makes me happy that I create a positive ripple effect for other people who are alternative or trying to be gyaru and stuff. Obviously I'm not gyaru anymore, but that time served me well. What is your favorite food? I'm a picky eater, so I would say my safe choice is either Korean food because it's pescatarian friendly. Oh, just to say, I'm pescatarian. I don't eat meat, I eat fish. Love fish. Korean food, Italian food, pasta and shit. Really love obviously tteokbokki and kimchi tofu soup. Love that shit. Tattoo tour. I have these stars on my chest. I have this Vivienne Westwood fiber sigil design on my finger knuckle thing. Miss World on my arm. Desire Me, this arm, but it's not done. Stars on my hip that my friend was practicing all the way down, but that's the vibe. Next tattoo idea. I want to get something on my legs because I only have my torso up tattooed. Like, I have nothing below my waist. What inspires your nails? Well, I was super inspired by like Japanese style gyaru nails. Loved all of that. And I have to go short now because I work in a salon, so I have to keep them kind of practical. This is long for my boss, so I think, but for the most part, like maximalist nails I would usually do. I'm just really inspired by like, lots of Y2K elements like animal print, super trashy, super blingy. Do you take inspiration from drag? Yes, I do. And it's kind of insane because I had a friend introduce me to Drag Race for the first time, and honestly it changed my entire life. And I'm so grateful for that experience. I love every single bit of it. Anyways, I'm super grateful that I was introduced to RuPaul's Drag Race at, what, 13 years old? Been obsessed ever since. And yes, it inspires me a lot. What is your skincare? It's finally time. Anyways, so I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products. I only use 5 products on my face. Do not use more than 5 things on your face. Or literally no more than 10, because there are people out there with 20 things in their skincare. I genuinely believe that's the reason why you're breaking out, because you're using all these different things on your skin and you're just punching your skin with like all these different chemicals. Anyways, keep it simple. This oat cleansing balm is washable makeup towels, and look, like they have my eyeliner stained on them. The fulvic acid brightening cleanser. So love this stuff. This Dr. Belmer facial toner. I use the Cetaphil soothing gel cream. It's literally like my favorite moisturizer, and you can use this for your whole body if you wanted to. I use this on my tattoos when they're healing. So when I have a breakout, I use this from The Ordinary. It's lactic acid, and they have a 5% one, but since I've been using this for almost, what, 3 years now? 2-3 years now, I've switched to the 10% one. But if you're just starting to use this product, they will recommend you only use the 5% one because it's really strong. And I use this at night after cleaning my face, and then I do my moisturizer. So that is my skincare. I know a lot of you guys are teenagers, so if you are, it might just be hormonal acne, and I had that, so it's kind of like a lot of patience, but taking care of it is also a big helper. How do you feel serving in a fashionless city? So if you don't know, I'm from West Coast Canada, and we are really big on Lululemon, athleisure, loungewear, and not very much fashion. We are on the opposite spectrum on what fashion is in New York, for example. And it's kind of hard because I find it a little difficult for me to make connections, but you know, I have very cool friends who feel exactly the way I do, like being in a fashionless city. Like, fashion here is Lululemon. So I think that puts it into perspective. But for the most part, I'm gonna get out of here soon at some point, so you know, then I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and not let these tasteless folks get into my brain, because that's just not gonna work. Like, for agenda that they have to judge people who look different and make them feel bad about themselves, like, not gonna work on me. So tell us how you do your wigs, queen. Okay, so I used to buy a lot of my wigs off of Amazon, but now I buy them off of specific shops on AliExpress. Like this one here, she's from AliExpress, and you know, usually thin them out a lot. Like, they come really dense, and I don't really like that because it makes me really hot, so I thin them out a bunch, and I add layers. I give them like fabric softener bath overnight to really like make it look not synthetic. Like, I don't really care if my wigs look fake because, you know, it doesn't really bother me, but I try to take good care of my wigs, and I would say if you're getting into wigs, watch cosplayers do them because they are so good at like making, wig handling, wig care. Like, get all of my advice from them. Favorite music artist? That is really hard because I listen to so many different people, but I would say like the easy one to name is probably Lady Gaga and Britney Spears. But like you can just go to my Spotify and my Linktree and just like do who I listen to. What's your big three in terms of astrology, which I understand? I'm a Gemini sun and moon and a Cancer rising. Like three more Gemini placements in my planets. Do you like to read? No. I'm kidding. I can read. I never really read a lot as a kid. I can read, I promise. I graduated high school. But no, I don't really like to read. I just find it really hard for me to focus. If anything, I actually really enjoy audiobooks. I listened to Jeanette McCurdy, Glad My Mom Died. What's it called? Biography? Is that what they're called? Yeah, so I listened to that and I really liked it. So I'm probably gonna try to maybe get into audiobooks more. But yeah, I'm like trying to because I know it's good for you and like, you know, that stuff. And be curious about how you discovered yourself and your identity. Much love. If you don't know already, I identify myself as non-binary and I have been for like, when was that? 4 years now. Going back to like 15-year-old self dressing like a boy and just like casual about it. Like I always thought there was something about me, but didn't know very much about like queer identity. Like I had no idea what that was about at the time, and not saying that I was homophobic before or anything, but it's just like I just didn't know what that was. Like I already knew it was a thing to be like lesbian or bisexual or like sexual aromantic. Like I knew all of the sexuality stuff, but I didn't know anything about like gender identity. So I literally have not learned anything about gender identity until I was like senior year of high school. I became friends with a few queer people and they kind of opened up this world of queerness to me that I didn't know. And I'm like grateful for them. And I had like a moment of, I don't really feel like a girl, but I don't really feel like a boy either. Like, what does that mean? And then I did a little bit of research and like think about being non-binary, and I was like, I think I classify as that. Like, I think that's the vibe. You know, not because I think labels are important, but for me, it was like, this is revolutionary. Like, this is something that I need. You know, it felt correct. So I have been NB for like 4 years now, and like representation has changed a lot. Like I used to go by all pronouns, and then now, me being very hyper feminine, I very proudly go by he, they pronouns, and I don't give a fuck if you don't respect that. That's on you. Like, yeah, just really good to be secure in yourself and how you identify, and you shouldn't let anyone try to tell you otherwise. Unless you're like hurting someone, then like you should take some criticism, but you know, I truly believe if you're not hurting anyone or anything, like, you should be allowed to be yourself, and that, you know, self-love stuff. The start of Mademoiselle Mien. Wow. I definitely always wanted to be something on social media, like always wanted to be a YouTuber as a kid. Like in high school, I definitely like, I was super extroverted and that annoyed a lot of people, which is like I got bullied. I guess it paid off because I'm fabulous right now. Like, what I mean like about like I had like the personality that I would put on for everyone, and like that kind of ate me up because I got really depressed in early high school and mid high school, and you know, you get the point. Then, and I had another username for the longest time ever, but I'm not going to expose it because it makes me cringe so bad. But Mademoiselle Mien is kind of a character that I play, and like I love it. It's an alter ego I have, hence the online diva thing, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of where I've come, and you know, have so many more exciting things as Mademoiselle Mien, but you know, always been the progress of becoming something bigger. Like been in my mind since like 13, and like now I'm 20 years old and I'm like finally getting somewhere with that dream of mine. I think that's the end of the Q&A video. But anyways, I had a lot of fun answering these questions and like getting closer to each and every one of y'all. If y'all like that, like, comment, share, subscribe, because I know you want to, because I will definitely be making more videos very soon. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all divas in the next one. Bye.